Thanks for joining us in this video from Irwindale Public Library, where we will show you how to make our take-home craft kit for kids, which is an ocean in a jar. And we will give you all the supplies that you need to make this craft, and here are the supplies that we will be providing. And here's our craft. First I have this mason jar, and I'm going to be hot gluing this aquarium plant into the mason jar. I'm gluing it to the side, not in the center, but to the side. You don't have to hot glue it down, this just helps so that if you move around the jar, the plant won't fall. Next we'll add some aquarium rocks. Just pour it into the jar, and you will have to shake it a little bit because the rocks will likely get caught, some of them on the plant, and just fill up the bottom of the jar with some of our rocks. We will also add a few seashells in the bottom, just kind of push them in. If it gets caught on the plant, again, just shake it. Next, I have a cup of water. I'm going to add only 1 drop of food coloring. You really only need 1, so it's a nice light color. And then just mix that up. Pour your water into your ocean jar. I'm adding 1 sea animal to the bottom of our jar. This is optional, but because the animals will just fall to the bottom unless you position them, I'm going to actually hot glue a fish to this little piece of rubber band and then hot glue that to the mason jar. You don't have to do this. You could arrange the fish in the seaweed so that he's held up by the seaweed. But for me, this is nice because then he's kind of floating. That strain isn't too visible, but it's really up to you. If you don't mind them floating on the bottom, don't do this step. If you want to, just use some string, some rubber band, and just give them some extra support so that they float in your ocean scene. I'll show you with this other fish how you can arrange it so he's kind of held up with the seaweed. Create a little gap in the seaweed and just have the seaweed kind of holding him. He might slip through, and so you might need to grab him and rearrange him a few times. This is also an option. Then let's add our cap with our floating fish. And I'm going to have this blue fish land on the other side of the seaweed, so I am kind of arranging him carefully as well. Then just twist on the last part of the cap, and that's it. And here's how our ocean jar looks from all angles. I think it looks super cool, very, very pretty. And again, just play with the arrangements here. And this is the final product. Thanks for watching. Make sure you call the library today to pick up a craft kit.